Hey guys, my name's Murray and I'll be a little bit over 18 months or more now. I came to work for Luxe Tours. As I've been telling lots of folks, Toby and Caitlin offered me a job and now they're stuck with me. Great company to work for, great people, and a great part of the world to share with all of our guests as well. A little bit about me. Where did I used to work before I came to live in Te Anau 3 years ago now? I used to work in a dark grey building with artificial lighting surrounded by sleep-deprived grumpy people, and I guess at times I was one of them. So I'm a bit of a slow learner. It's just taken me 60 odd years to figure out that Te Anau is my happy place. Anyway, that's enough about me. I'm running out of words now, Demi, so moving on. My favourite thing about taking guests through to Fiordland and Milford Sound is just being able to see the environment, really. I get to drive along the road 4 days a week. I tell myself I'm semi-retired. And then pretty much as soon as I get up into the Eglinton Valley, the Eglinton River appears on the left-hand side, and I do have to keep reminding myself to keep my eyes on the road at times. Don't let that put you off coming and travelling with me, because I can multitask. That river has kind of become my spiritual home in the area here. There's lots of other places that I could go to. I'm a fisherman by heart. My passion is fishing, and the river just keeps pulling me back to spend time, very often just walking along beside it or even sitting down beside it by myself and whiling away the minutes or the hours sometimes. It's an incredible part of the scenic sort of experience along that part of the valley. And then a little bit later in the day, I find myself travelling into the Hollyford Valley, up into the higher altitude area, up into the mountains basically, and surrounded by these enormous peaks. And as I like to tell people, I get up in there and my hair on the back of my neck starts to stand up and my knees go a bit weak. Kind of reminds me of the time when I first met my wife, but that's a whole nother story. And then we approach the entrance to the Homer Tunnel, and very shortly after that we're heading out into the Clethai Valley, which is just phenomenal scenery any day of the year. You come out that far end of the tunnel and this enormous beautiful valley surrounded by just the most incredible mountain peaks. You're in a sort of a natural amphitheatre, and that valley leads you on down to Milford Sound, which is really the icing on the cake, if you like. And that's when I get to introduce everybody to the vessel that they're cruising on, the Milford Haven. She's a wee honey. She's been around in Milford Sound for a long time. And again, I tell lots of folks there's a reason for that. She's pretty good at what she does. So it's always a pleasant part of the day to introduce people to the vessel that they're going to be cruising on, the Haven. All right, folks, so what can you expect if you arrive in Te Anau and you're on a tour with me? Pretty laid back. I like to have a bit of fun. I like people, I just don't like huge crowds of people. So once I get my group on board the coach in the morning, it really feels to me like I've just managed to drive around town in the morning picking up some new friends. So off we go. We start heading in towards Milford Sound and experience the day together, really. We'll have a bit of fun along the way. I'll tell a few stories. Apparently I can spin a yarn or two. I might even pull your leg on more than one occasion, sometimes without you even knowing it. And then by the end of the day, I'll bring you back to Te Anau, perhaps a little bit tired, but with a look of pleasure and joy on your face. So that's my goal anyway. We'll have some fun and I'll get you in and out of there nice and safely. So what's unique about working for Luxe Tours? I only ever worked for large organisations my entire life, and when I did apply for the job originally, I turned up for the interview with a young couple, two very, very nice people, and we chatted away for 45 minutes or so, and then a few weeks later they actually offered me the job. And what I've come to understand over the last 18 months or so is that almost my entire working life I was, as I say, working for these large organisations, and it was kind of very impersonal at times. But with Toby and Caitlin, it's more a case of a small family business, and they've got the time and they care passionately about the area and the people working for them. So nothing but respect for this young, vibrant, energetic young couple. As I often say to folks, I don't know when they find the time for sleeping. I find they've got their eyes open and their mouth is moving, but I'm not sure when they do their sleeping at any time of the day, but they're still standing upright and pushing on, so good on them. What do I do in my spare time? Well, whatever Tracy tells me. Tracy's my wife. She generally has a bit of a list going. Magically, sometimes the lists disappear. So on those days when I'm not being supervised any longer, you'll find me with my fishing gear thrown in the back of my ute and off I go. And that's when I really get to my happy place, as I said earlier, out there on the rivers, trying to outsmart a trout. I'm not quite sure who's winning the battle, but certainly not me some days. But yeah, I'm a very passionate fisherman. I discovered it in my late 20s, or rediscovered it in my late 20s, and it's just been an absolute passion ever since then. So out on the lakes, out on the rivers especially, even when I'm on the lake, I'm looking for the rivers. There's just something special about the rivers, but even more special here in Fiordland. Okay team, that's just about it from me. Toby, I believe, made the statement that he's got the best tours. Well, every now and then we let him take a tour, but we've got an amazing team here at Luxe Tours, so come and see us. We'll give you a fantastic tour through to Milford Sound and back out again. Thanks, Toby.